So how's the tour been going?
Man, it's been nothing but great love, man, and energy, man. You know, like you said, a lot of versatility, a lot of different types of people.
I was looking at the crowd outside. The crowd is lined up. They've been lined up for hours waiting for the venue to just open.
Right.
And I had said to Absol here, I said, how does that make you feel? That must make you feel extremely appreciated. The fact that, your fans, they love you that much that they would line up for all those hours and wait. Not even for your show, but for the venue to just open so they can be the first to get to the front of the stage so that they can experience your show up close and personal.
Which would be a good idea.
Right. But, that must make you feel, I don't know, I would...
Right. Well, what I want to say to that first is, I really don't like to use the term fan.
Okay.
First of all, you know what I'm saying? These the homies out here, you know what I mean? They're just, waiting to come chill with the homies, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm very, like you said, I am very appreciative, but I think appreciative is an understatement, you know what I'm saying? I think more than appreciative, I feel, very responsible, I feel I have a large responsibility to come through for all of these guys that have been waiting outside for hours. A very large responsibility, you know what I'm saying? So,
do you consider yourself a role model? Because a lot of times in this business, we're placed on this pedestal like, oh, you're a role model.
Absolutely.
Do you embrace being a role model?
Absolutely.
Because you have a lot of young people.
That's what I'm saying. That's one of the reasons why I changed my name from Black Lip Bastard to Black Lip Pastor.
Okay.
Because, bastard isn't, generally used in a positive connotation. So, me being aware, me walking back to my old high school, my middle school, and being an obvious public figure,
right?
I feel a responsibility to, watch, say what I mean and mean what I say, and stand behind that. You know what I'm saying? Even to a 8-year-old listening, you know what I'm saying? I should be able to explain what I'm saying to this 8-year-old to the best of my ability. You know what I'm saying?
So why were you calling yourself a bastard anyway? I'm just curious. Why would you choose that word to describe yourself?
For a few reasons.
Yes.
Number one, it rhymed. Black Lip Bastard.
Okay.
It rhymed in a cool way. It's fierce. It's pretty ferocious. Mm-hmm. Black Lip Bastard, black shades, black shirt, puffing on a black amount. I know my lungs blacker now. It's just kind of like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hard.
Right. Yeah, like in my neighborhood, one of the larger gangs in my neighborhood, they had considered themselves bastards, and I had an obvious connection to that. I'm not a gang member, but I'm just saying, just in my neighborhood, that's just kind of the slang. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, that was me, owning that, me being from Del Amo. Shout out to the United States of Del Amo, Carson, California. You feel what I'm saying?
So you're bringing that up, you just brought this up, and I want to ask you then, you being from that area, did you ever feel any sort of pressure to join some sort of gang or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But,
how does that work anyway? I'm just curious. I mean, I want to know because no one's ever, believe it or no one has ever wanted me in their gang ever. Ever.
Believe it or not.
They're like, excuse me, you want to be in my gang?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just it's just kind of like, neighborhood things. It's kind of just similar to high school, popular table. You got the chess club, you got the gangbangers, just choose one.
So you choose or they choose? I'm really curious.
I guess that could go both ways, And I'm not gonna sit up, I'm not.
I'm just asking.
I'm not exactly, you know what I'm saying? I'm not exactly, you feel me? I don't want to. You don't want to get okay, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there was just an obvious connection just coming from my area. Mm-hmm. But, it's nothing like that. We are pushing the peace. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
That's a wonderful thing. Sure. And these days is the album.
Dot.
And listen, I believe I checked today. You're number 11 on the Billboard charts.
Right.
Billboard 200.
Or I was.
Okay.
you know, around the time it dropped. You know what I'm saying?
I think that was the latest stat.
It
Wasn't? Did you check?
Oh, well, shit. I mean, shit. You never know.
I believe that you were there. You were up there.
Shit. Well, you never know. So, you know.
So,
but it's love, though. I mean, you know, more than it's about that, you know, numbers and all of that. It's love. You know, it's love.
But does this surprise you? Not that the album isn't quality. The album is an amazing album. But the reason why I'm asking...
I need that number one spot. You know
the reason why I'm asking is you've never had a record on the radio.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that...
Ever.
That's very important to note.
And you just haven't. So,
yeah.
For you to be,
Somebody need to put the money up. Somebody put the money up.
So for you to be number 11 on the Billboard 200 and never have a radio record ever.
Or a music video.
I mean...
on TV.
Right, because I've seen all your videos on
Right, yeah. All YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Shout out to YouTube.
But does that surprise you? It must surprise you. It has to surprise you.
Shit.
I mean, how important is it at this point in your career? You're what, 3 albums in?
3 albums that I sold.
Yeah, okay.
It's three albums on iTunes. 2 mixtapes prior.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, how important is it now at this point, with the fans lining up hours before the venue even opens, how important is it for you to have a record on the radio?
I mean, I think that would definitely be the next step. I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I can just focus on my craft. And, you know, I trust the big homies or the guys upstairs, you know, to handle those type of things. You feel what I'm saying? I'm doing fine. My job is to make sure I take care of everybody out there.
Right.
Now, whether or not they heard me on the radio, YouTube, in the hood.
Right.
You know, that's fine. But, you know what I mean? My job is to make sure I take care of them.
What's interesting about it is Kendrick and Schoolboy Q, who are also your friends and part of TDE,
yeah.
They seem to rely somewhat on the radio.
Rely?
Well, let me put it this way. They always have radio singles for an album. Correct? So
They've put out one they've both put out one studio album. They've only had radio songs on this one album.
So you kind of
they just got started.
So you kind of went around it the other way.
Not necessarily. You know, if you want to chart it right, you know, you got to think about Section 80. You got to think about Habits and Contradictions and what these guys did, what their numbers on those were, because these were albums that we put out that were TDE only.
Right.
It wasn't under the Interscope, Aftermath, Umbrella, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Well, it was strictly a TDE function.
Okay.
Which I am still only. Now, they have just branched out. With
Interscope.
Right. But I'm saying, you got to think, if these are my brothers now, you know, if they're signed to Interscope, shit.
Are you signing to Interscope?
I'm just saying, if they're signed, if they are signed right now, shit, I'm signed too. We all signed. You got to think.
But are you going to get a label deal, asshole?
I'm signed to TDE as a label.
I understand, but I'm talking
about
a label.
That. What?
Little bit bigger umbrella.
It's nothing bigger than this TDE thing. It's nothing bigger.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying?
I love what you're saying.
Right.
I love what you're saying.
Right.